All right, today we're going to be talking about proportional relationships. So some real-life example of proportional relationships include if you can buy one ticket for $5, how much will you pay for 2 tickets or for 7 tickets? This is a proportional relationship. Or if there are 8 hot dogs in one package, how many hot dogs are in 2 packages or in 10 packages? These are some real-life examples of what we call proportional relationships. And so before we get started today, I'm actually going to do a couple quick definitions for vocab. Proportional means quantities with the same relationship. Oftentimes proportions are written, they're 2 fractions that are equal to one another. So an example of a proportional relationship is 1/2 is equal to 2/4. In simplest form, 2/4 is 1/2, and so these two have the same relationship. For every 1 of something, there's 2 of something else. And so what that means is for every 2 of something, there's 4 of that something else. And so we have a proportional relationship shown here. The next thing we're going to talk about is the constant of proportionality, which we normally label with a K. It doesn't necessarily make sense because you'd think it would be a C, but it's a K. We represent constant of proportionality with a K. And it's a number you can multiply or divide by. Typically, it represents our relationship or our slope. And so when we have an equation, you'll see us often write y equals kx because proportional relationships are linear. So that means that y is equal to a number times x, and there's never ever a plus or minus anything on the end when we have a proportional relationship, because the relationship must go through the origin 0, 0, which we'll talk further about in just a moment. But oftentimes when we write an equation with the constant of proportionality, we write y equals k times x. And then a unit rate is a rate where the denominator is 1. So anytime we find a unit rate, we're finding per 1 thing. And so when you open up, you'll see that today we're going to be talking about some proportional relationship. We've got a train traveling, and we're going to be finding some things using this table. And then we've got a relationship down here that we're going to find out is not proportional, and we're going to show that using the table and graph to show that it's not proportional. And so today we're going to be focused on giving one example of a proportional relationship and what we do with proportionality and the constant of proportionality, and then we'll do one example where things are not proportional and talk about why that is using a table and graph as well.